Karibuni tena, yani nimewamiss, but do enjoy. Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you are. So before I start, let me just say how nimesafa kurekodi video. What I mean, I have suffered recording this video. I'm currently using my own tripod, natural tripod, where I have like a Weetabix, my books and everything, and that's because my tripod broke. I don't know how it broke, but it broke, and I am about to go and look for another one. So, but you know what? I'm out of that craze. Now we're here. Karibu, welcome to Swahili Girl Speaks, episode 2. And today we're talking about something very exciting. We're talking about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, others say entrepreneurship, others say entrepreneurship. And yeah, and you know, entrepreneurship is really, I would say, it's like the anthem right now. Why do I say that? It's because due to COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Others have lost the opportunity to get jobs, and it's a lot of things. You know, it's a lot of things. Limited opportunities are there, and so we have to really think and look for innovative ways in which we can survive, in which we can build our careers, in which we can harness, harness our spaces, harness our talents, and just move forward. So I was a social entrepreneur at some point in my life. I love it, love it, love it. Maybe one day in the future I'll go back to it. But the reason I chose social entrepreneurship because I am very, very big when it comes to social change and when it comes to giving back to the community. So I did think, how can I have those two, merge those two, be an entrepreneur and at the same time also be a social change maker. So I became that. And there are things that I did and there are things that I didn't do that I wish I knew. But now that I know about it, I thought, let's have this candid conversation and talk about them, you know. And when you want to start and your entrepreneurship journey, first of all, it's a mental preparedness kind of thing. What do I mean by that? You have to mentally prepare yourself, okay? A lot of times entrepreneurs have this habit of just showing you the rosy side of it, which, you know, I understand. Everyone has their own personal opinions about sharing their struggle, but I am of the school of thought that you have to share your struggle. You have to show people the late nights, the struggle, the disappointments, the failures. You have to, so that other people can learn from the ones who have been there before. And a lot of times entrepreneurship is seen as a rosy road, a rosy way out, and most of the time you find people leaving their jobs without doing intensive research or without soul searching, and they just jump into the entrepreneurship world and not knowing that it's harder than actually the 9 to 5 where you can get your salary at the end of every month. And so the first thing you have to do is you have to mentally prepare yourself. You're going into this world you're going into this world where you will have sleepless nights, where you're going to face disappointments, where you're going to have so many doors closed on your face, where you're just going to be confused, where you're going to be extremely broke, even broker than you are. I don't know if there's a word like broker. Anyway, broke than you are, and where you're just going to have to learn and beef up your knowledge each and every time. And that's the first thing. And I remember personally, I did prepare myself for that. I did prepare myself for disappointments. I did prepare myself for not even having clients. I did prepare myself for not being accepted even when I'm making social change. Number two, what you have to do intensive market research. That's one thing I did not do. You have to know your market. You have to know what is it that is needed in the market at the moment. What is it that you can do? You see, the problem, a lot of times people go into entrepreneurship because of their passion, which is fine. It's okay. You can have a passion and change it into a money-making scheme. But most of the time, passion doesn't really sustain. It sustains you, to keep going on. But at some point, the passion can push you to the wall and you'll be like, you know what, I want to give up. So don't start your entrepreneurship journey just by a passion. Passion can be there because it will fuel you. But a lot of times you have to research. You have to find out what is the market sphere here. What is the demand here? What is being supplied? What is the void? How can I do that? And personally, I didn't do market research. However, it worked for me. good luck sometimes. It worked for me because a lot of the social issues that I was tackling were issues that needed intense attention. So it was easy for me to penetrate to the market. It was easy for me to move on, but I did the opposite way. Instead of doing the market research first and then starting my entrepreneurship journey, I did my entrepreneurship journey. Then from there, I used that as research and development to keep going on and to keep sustaining myself. That's number two. Number three, you really have to be wary of your target audience. When I talk about target audience, I'm talking about your demographic, I'm talking about your age group, I'm talking about your geographic sphere. Why are these things important? Because you will be able to sieve the audience that you don't want. You'll be able to look into what exactly it is that who exactly you want to serve. Is it the female? Is it the males? Is it the children? Is it the older version of people? You know, and then geographically, you have to know your geographic audience, because you have to factor in how are you going to deliver your product or your service. Are you going to use digital? Are you going to use physical? Whatever it is. So it's important. Personally, I did have a target audience. My audience was young women and young people. And I say young people, I mean both the male and the female. And it kind of worked well for me. So make sure you pay attention to that, and so that you are able to curve also your information like that. The other thing that you need to look into is your governance aspect. And I was watching a YouTube video and they say that, and I realized the emphasis on it is very important. A lot of times entrepreneurs do not want to register their businesses or their companies or everything because of various reasons, like maybe it's a lot of hassle. Number two, maybe they're scared of paying taxes, and so on and so forth. They feel like they're too small to register and everything. But as an entrepreneur, I like to tell you, you're never small to register for anything. In fact, registering your business or your service gives you an AA plus, because when you now grow and you now have an opportunity to look at bigger clients, then the clients will want to see a record. They want to see, have you registered, and how long, when were you registered? So if you did not register early, and maybe you've been running a successful business for 3 years, but then after that, when you now get this client, you register a year later, you might lose on your client, or you might lose on the trust, because they'll be like, oh, you just started, so you don't have extreme opportunities. So you have to really look into it. These days we have the e-citizen, where you can do all this by yourself, or you can go to the Huduma centers and you can really just go and find out. There's a Huduma tables there, ask and you'll be helped. The other thing you need to look at is in your branding. When I talk about branding, I'm talking about the logo, the name, I'm talking about the color scheme, I'm talking about how are you representing your product or your service through that. It's very important. A lot of times entrepreneurs just jump into their businesses and just jump into something because they want to do it, because they're scared of not having float, like money. So they're like, oh, I just want to start, let me just sell food. Okay, so many people are selling food. But if you have a name for your business, if you have a perfect logo for your business, it gives you a very high pedestal. You know, you become unique. You stand out from a crowd of people who are selling food, or you stand out from a crowd of people who are selling clothes. So you have to look into that. Find out, and you know, and that's when governance also comes in. When you have a name, you will research that name and you will see that whether someone else has the same name or not, and it will help you. Logo, same thing. You have to look at a logo. Is it client friendly? Is it customer friendly? Is it something that is good for, I don't know, the environment or whatever? It's things that will help you identify and understand. The other thing is you need to really invest in your branding. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough. I remember, other than being a social entrepreneur, I used to also run like a branding, consultancy. And I used to help small businesses brand. The first thing, the small businesses, because they're small and their money is not a lot, they will always go for, oh, can you do it for me for a small amount of money and everything. So at first, as an entrepreneur, you have to realize branding is so important that you need to invest money in it. Because when you brand yourself properly, your social media pages become amazing. You are able to invest in photography. You're able to invest in videography if you're a service provider or whatever. And this attracts your potential clients, because they tend to see that you are well planned. They tend to see you are going on well and everything. Of course, a lot of times, most of entrepreneurs go with instincts. I did the same thing as well. But the beauty about people who went with instincts and the people who have not started is that we share some of the things that will help you trek faster than us who trekked slowly. And so it's very important that you invest in your branding, because people are visuals, okay? Like visuals. If your visuals are not clear, if your visuals are not good, if your visuals are not convincing enough, you are at a position to actually lose potential clients, or to actually lose your voice and your space around it. So you have to do that. And then the last thing I'd say about this entrepreneurship life, there are a lot of sacrifices. What do I mean by that? Sleepless nights, failure, doors being closed on your face, being broke, terribly broke, and these are things I went through them. And what helped me was the fact that I knew when I started this, I knew that the journey is gonna be hard, and I was ready to put in the time. So you have to put in the time, you have to put in the effort, you also have to put in time to read and always keep yourself updated with the new trends and the new means and the new ways in which your particular business or service is going. I see a lot of people just going with instincts. It's okay. Most of the things in our lives we go with instincts, but other than instincts, what are you doing? You have to read. Instagram, like you talk about Instagram is changing every day, new algorithms, I don't know, new this, new that. So you have to be up on your game and trying to know, okay, now photos are not enough, what do you have to do? Invest in reels. These are not enough, so what do I have to do? Invest in this is not enough. This and that. And if you're able to afford somebody who can social media manage you, I advise you to do that, because social media management is so hard, because you have to think of the picture, you have to think of the caption, you have to think of the hashtag, so that you're able to know what particular people you're targeting. I used to social media manage for some time, but I also have a good friend, her name is Jamila. She used to do that a lot. She emphasizes a lot on branding. There's so many people that you can check online. You have Bandari Beauty, who does a lot of reels these days, but she uses her products that she's using. I know there's a shop New Level by Nancy Mwai. She does the same thing. She has a shop. She does videos, she does reels, she shows pictures, her pictures of high quality, food photography, product photography, whatever it is. I think, to just name a few, I think it's important for entrepreneurs to keep your game an A game. You have to always be on your best. Why? Because the competition is high. It's very high right now as compared to when I was, which was not long ago, but like because of COVID-19, now a lot of people are going into that sector. And then if you feel like you don't have digital skills and you feel like maybe you want to teach yourself, there's a lot of things online. Like the government, we have Ajira Digital, the go.ke, can register and equip yourself with different digital skills so that you're able to earn online, but you're also able to make up for your business and you're able to teach yourself well. You have Google as well. Google has different skills and tools you can use and teach yourself so that you can be better as well. You want to start a business, you want funding, maybe you want a loan. We have the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, where you can get that if you're a youth between the age of 18 to 35. We have Women Fund for women of all ages. We have Uwezo Fund as well for young people. So it's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of information out there. What requires of you as an entrepreneur is to be proactive. And another thing, to not shy away from saying that you don't know, and to not shy away from saying that you need help, because nobody is going to hold that against you. We are all learning. Even I'm learning. Right now I'm just sharing my experience, but I'm always learning new things. I'm always learning new ways. And so we need to have that culture. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, just know that it's a lot of work. It's not as easy. It's not like a 9 to 5 where you get your monthly salary every month. Actually, there are days you won't have money and there are days you will. You'll start off with 0 clients and go on to 100, or you'll start off with 100 clients and go on to 0. Businesses are like the weather. Today it's sunny, tomorrow it's rainy. You just have to have a mental knot and be able to be emotionally strong so that you can move forward and be good at what you do. So I hope this helped. And yeah, see you at another Swahili Girl Talk next time. Kwaheri.